Have you ever had this feeling of anger or aggression or fury coming up because you were triggered of something or by someone, but then instead of, acting it out, instead of talking about it or venting it or whatever, you push it back down, you swallow it back in, or you implode. Welcome to day number 10 of my 30-day meditation. Not meditation, video challenge. And I had this weekend I'm on a workshop deepening the trauma healing that I'm doing. And we were discussing aggression and exploring our relationship with aggression. Aggression, in that sense, healthy aggression, is a very important and very healthy emotion. But isn't it funny how in our society and how the way we're brought up as kids, that aggression or being angry or like that is something we should not do. Don't do that. Behave yourself. Calm down. So whenever we do that, we suppress something. And something that I heard today from my teacher, something very interesting. If we suppress anger long enough, it becomes depression, right? I explain often to my clients, when they talk about certain energies they don't want to have, and they feel so exhausted about something, it's like pressing something down instead of letting it come up. So with this aggression today, we were asked, what is as therapists, our relation to aggression? And I realized aggression doesn't even exist for me, It is something that I do not really welcome in my personal life. And why is that? So I thought about it. I mean, my father was a very cholerical person because he was very traumatized himself. So whenever with him, I never, even as a kid, I never knew when would he explode. I remember he always had a very red head, so he was always very high strung. So you would feel like walking on eggshells around him often. And obviously when my parents would fight, then that would get very loud and very aggressive. And as a kid, you would get very scared. And that's my role model, or the programming that I got from that is like, whoa, this aggression thing, that is horrible. So like today, I just don't do that. And when I'm being triggered and when aggression would come up for me, and again, I'm reminding you, aggression is a healthy emotion that helps us to set boundaries, that helps us to clear, no, this is enough. We need that. We need that. This is necessary for our boundaries. By the way, traumatized people lose boundaries because remember we spoke about that in another video, in the trauma situation. So when the incident happened, your boundaries were crossed, no matter what it was. And so that's why traumatized people, and including myself in the past, would not have these boundaries or have difficulties communicating that. And I see that a lot with my clients today. But it was really, really interesting for me to see how I handled my own aggression or my own fury, because I'm like, oh, no, I don't do that. And especially the spiritual people. Spiritual people especially, oh, that's not good. But that is suppressed. And it's not healthy. So my message for you today is, or my invitation for you is to examine your relationship with aggression. How do you deal with aggression in your everyday life, or fury or anger? And even the word aggression, does it have a negative connotation for you? Is it neutral? Can you vent? Can you set clear boundaries? Can you have a clear no? Here it's enough. Because even if I say this, the energy that I feel in a no is a grounding one and is an empowering one, And from an energetic standpoint, also, like, we need a certain sense of aggression. Again, like the positive form of it, to manifest certain things in our life, because then the energy goes, whoosh. If you have this sort of no bullshit thing, just stop fucking around and you get clarity, you get focus. So in aggression, the positive side of it is super, super important. Examine it for yourself. I'd love to hear from you. What was your role model? What is your history with aggression? Are you able to let it out? Or actually, are you like I used to be, drinking it in and imploding? And like what I would do, I would then internally sort of punish people emotionally. That would be my aggression. You see, I would burn bridges. I would leave. I would turn stone cold. I remember couple of my ex-girlfriends, poor them, being so desperate because they just couldn't get to me anymore. I was like a stone cold wall. My wonderful girlfriend is sitting here right now listening to this thinking like, oops. But she knows this, and I don't do that anymore. So with that, 5 minutes are reached again. Would love to hear your thoughts about this, and I love you. Dare to be a little bit aggressive.